We're talking to Reverend Dockery, who is the pastor of Cumberland Presbyterian Church. And of course, Reverend Dockery has some additional responsibilities in terms of mentoring, dealing primarily with fatherhoods. And of course, Reverend Dockery, I think we promised when we had our first break that we would give you an opportunity to identify what we consider and what you consider and what your seminar will deal with, some of the real problems that young men have as fathers, and what you are planning on doing to help resolve those problems.
Okay. Well, Dr. Haney, you know, over the years, actually over the decades, the age of fathers have gotten younger and younger. And the issue is that the younger they are, the greater the tendency for irresponsibility as fathers. There's no preparation for children and family and providing the type of quality in life a child needs to grow up in a healthy environment. So what happens is that you have situations where you have forced single-parent homes. Quite often, and that's not exclusive because there are other instances or circumstances, but in general, that's what we're focusing on. I had the occasion a few years back when working at the prison to walk the track with a gentleman that was 56 years old. He had another 20, 30 years he was facing, and he was talking about how his son was in classification and that he would be coming to the prison. And it broke his heart because he knew that when his son was born some 20 years prior to that, he should have been there in his life. And now his son is following the path that he laid for him, either directly or indirectly. So those are some of the things that we're talking about doing, bridging that gap. A lot of young men are desirous and need of structured fatherhood training. How do you become a man? What are some of the expectations, and what are the resources for men? What are some of the legal basis for me being, what are my responsibilities legally? Those type of things. We're focusing on those things in a seminar and a workshop setting so that those questions can be asked and answered. The beauty of the workshop is that we're able to put case studies out there and have the participants in the workshop to actually identify key issues or problems and then work together in a workshop setting and come up with solutions to those problems. So we walk away with information that we can track and we can focus on long term. So it's not just something that happens one time. And the seminar itself, it actually gives them the facts, the data, the statistics that are on the area.
That's the purpose of your seminar, just to make sure that they have that kind of information, and to reinforce it and just
let them know that it is an issue. It's a documented issue. Now, many of them know what their individual issues are. We've come up with about 20 different what we call crisis or character types that are addressing some things in our young men. Recently, Dr. Cosby came under fire because many were upset that he exposed some realities, particularly within the Afro-American subculture. But those are things that need to be dealt with. Rather than beating those individuals up saying you have to fix it, this is an opportunity to really tell them how to fix it in an instructional and a caring way. So.
And they need that kind of information within that form and within that format.
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the focus here, a lot of times people make it a male against female thing, mother against father, but the focus is fatherlessness is not it's not specific to the male gender, but it's a societal problem. Because in the absence of fathers, mothers are forced to play dual roles, which cause